What happened with the Trudeau years is really interesting when it comes to the American media, because the reporters and the press in America didn't really and haven't really covered Canada consistently over the years. I mean, they do, but it's not often that they actually will cover with enthusiasm and a lot of energy, the different stories that may happen here. That kind of changed for a bit with Trudeau. He was just such a charismatic type of person that the American press couldn't help but become almost, you would say, infatuated by covering him. And so you saw a lot of coverage of this 15th Prime Minister of Canada, a lot, something you didn't see with the American press before at all. I mean, we saw stories about his love life, about his marriage to Margaret. We saw, stories about his policy differences with the United States, which were huge, with the National Energy Program. We also had trade with Cuba, trade with China, all of those sorts of things going on then too. So there was a lot to cover with Trudeau, and at first the American press was very enthusiastic about him. They called him, Canada's version of the Kennedys, and the go-go Prime Minister who was so cool that he dispensed with his top coat when it was a few degrees above freezing, sort of thing, right? And so they were enthused by him. That quickly changed, and as Trudeau kind of made his policy objectives quite clear. So we had the third option. We had this sense that he said very quickly on and early on that, Canada should be loosening its ties with the United States and should be finding other trade relations around the world. And the American press got quite upset about that very quickly. They went from saying that Trudeau was this Kennedy-esque person to saying that, by the end of his, when he initially resigned, the papers were saying he had to go. You had the Wall Street Journal taking a very aggressive anti-Trudeau approach, because they were saying, the National Energy Program was xenophobic in its objectives and that sort of thing. So there was definitely this sense in the American media that Canada was no longer really the ally or trade partner it had said it was going to be, and they took issue with that very much.